Ooh, good morning. And what a morning it's been so far. You know, sometimes you can remember being in a place back in 2010 and being pretty sure, oh, okay, yeah, I'm going to recognize it. And in my case, I was pretty sure this morning that here outside the train station in Khmelnitsky in Ukraine, I was going to see a large white horse and, um, oh, I'm in the way of somebody. I was pretty sure that I was going to be seeing a statue of a large white horse with oh, a hetman figure sat astride him, all in blazing white. And unfortunately, bonjour. uh, so, where was I? Yeah, I expected to come out of the train station, see a statue of Bohdan Khmelnitsky sat astride a horse right here. But the statue isn't as I remember it at all. So it's got me thinking immediately,
I'm sorry.
where have I...
Ukraine
That's it.
D'Artagnan. Ukraine D'Artagnan.
Ukraine D'Artagnan.
Bogdan Khmelnitsky.
Like a
Ukraine D'Artagnan.
musketeer.
Yeah.
Where was I? Oh yeah, I'm still in Khmelnitsky. Just arrived, got off a little bus, and I've walked from the bus station number 2 to the train station, primarily not just to see Bohdan Khmelnitsky's statue, but I also wanted to just check out to see in the train station what the trains going on to Vinnytsia and Kiev look like, if there's a notice board. But it's also on the way to the hotel where I'll be staying. And also right next to the train station, there's a post office where I might be able to post some postcards, which I've bought and I've had for a little while, been ready to send them, but in the village where I've been recently, the post office doesn't actually handle stamps for overseas and for outside of Ukraine generally. A bit strange, because I thought any post office would have stamps to the value of whatever it costs to send a postcard to Australia, England, wherever. But I was wrong. There's a lot of things I was wrong about in the village, and probably I'll talk more about the village in the videos to come. I had a wonderful time there, incredible stay, fantastic to see my friends again after such a long time, 5 years, and even then 5 years ago it was just briefly. It was really 8 years since, or seven years since I'd seen them properly, and I didn't want to leave. I want to go straight back, but I can't. The road goes on, and what a disastrous traveller I became. Somehow I managed to turn off, it seems, my alarm clock during the night. I must have rolled over and somehow depressed the little switch and turned it off. Luckily, one of my friends noticed I hadn't got up. So just before 7 o'clock, they were hammering on the door saying, "Hey, you getting up or what?" Bit of a rush. They insisted on walking to the bus stop with me, God bless them. And perhaps it was just as well they did, because they helped me negotiate with the driver of the little bus where I wanted to get off, because the bus runs on to the main bus station, which is actually very inconveniently situated. Wherever you want to be either staying or alighting or connecting to, that main bus station in the north of the city is not well placed, I would say. So I'm pretty lucky the bus driver dropped me off at this bus station number 2 nearby the train station, as I've said. And now, after a bit of a hectic morning and feeling Oh, they changed the statue, but they obviously haven't. The journey goes on, past the train station and on to that post office to see if I can post my postcards. Well, that was nice and easy. I've learned the word for stamp in Ukrainian is marki, like brief marker in German, so it helps to remember. Very obliging lady, she took the 5 postcards off me and did a lot of tapping on a calculator, came up with a figure which I paid. I only know the overall figure, so for 3 postcards to England, 1 to Lithuania and 1 to Australia, the cost is, or was, 286 Ukrainian hryvnia, which is obviously less than $10 American money. I'd say it's roughly $7.50 US to post those 5 postcards. Postcards themselves were bought elsewhere, inexpensively in the village. I think they were about less than 50 cents each. I'm hoping I'm on Proskuriv Street, and I'm hoping my little hand-drawn map will suffice to get me to Hotel Centralny. According to Google Maps, it's about a 35-minute walk from the train station. Maybe say 45 minutes with the luggage. And therefore, this is going to take me up to a little park. And then from there, all things should fall in place nicely, unless Google Maps isn't up to date. Because I'm sure I couldn't have sketched anything incorrectly. Hi.
Hello.
What do you want?
English? Moment.
No, I'm sorry, I'm busy. I don't have time. I don't
Что
have...
происходит?
I'm a tourist.
А?
I'm a tourist. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Стоп, стоп. Стоп, друже, стоп.
Why? What are you stopping me for? Are you a
Снимать.
policeman?
Тут нельзя.
I'm just filming myself talking to the camera.
Это что есть?
It's my map to get to my hotel.
Check them out.
Nice one. Good piece of advice. Easier said than done, though, in dire situations, of course. And little Patron is remembered as well. The hero mind-sniffing dog, you may remember. I'm getting closer to the hotel, that's the good news. The bad news is, stopped by an out-of-uniform Ukrainian who wasn't prepared to show me any identification, and the fact it's just a guy who comes up to me and singles me out as opposed to anyone else who was taking pictures of the Bogdan Khmelnitsky monument. You know, it just left me a little bit suspicious. Who is the guy really? He wouldn't show me his document. I later saw, after I ended up sitting in a police car for a while, that he sure enough was who he said he was. He showed the policeman his document, but I mean, these people are quick enough to say, show me your identity, but when you say, well, show me yours, who are you? You're just a guy in t-shirt and shorts. They're not so quick. But tricky times, of course. And to serve as a reminder, should we need it, which we don't, here down, I'm guessing this might be Gagarina, the street where I need to go on the way to Hotel Centralna. but I think I better check my bearings because I've already got lost. Not the worst view in the world, is it? Got plenty of greenery, apple trees there, and the Hotel Centralny car park down below. I'm in room 322, a single standard room costing 470 Ukrainian hryvnia, which equates, well, you can probably do the sums faster than I can, but it's about 12 euros, $12. That's what it said on booking.com anyway. And would booking.com lie to me? A genius level 3 much valued user? Of course they wouldn't. Boy, it's been quite a morning. Finally checked in, got here 12:15. And part of the reason I was a bit late was, well, not too late. Worked out well because hotels don't want you before 12 o'clock midday, do they? Some of them don't want you before 3 o'clock in the afternoon. This one, absolutely fine, lovely administrator with a sense of humour. They don't always, so that was nice. Anyway, she gave me a token for tomorrow morning's breakfast between 8 and 10, which is served in the cafe next door. Looking forward to finding out what that might be. It's included in the price, so why not? I mean, a private room with an ensuite. Included in that, nice little writing desk, a mini fridge, and a TV, which may or may not work. Bed looks fine. The hotel comes recommended by my friend, and she said it's always suited her. And she thought there'd be no problems whatsoever, but you always suspect in a cheapest option in town there will be issues. But she says not, so it looks like everything is absolutely fine. There's the shower in there, tucked away in the corner. That will serve nicely. Complimentary soap and shampoo. Let me think about that. Maybe no to the shampoo, no to the hairdryer. A useful socket though for a shaver. There is toilet paper, so you don't have to supply your own. And there are 2 towels. I mean, come on, where's the catch? There's got to be a catch, hasn't there? Place to hang stuff if you hang stuff. I don't hang stuff. I think I'll unplug the phone just in case I get an unwanted call while I'm asleep. Oh, please turn off the lights when leaving the room. Oh, yeah. That's a nice picture, and it reminds me so much of, well, it makes me think of St. Edward Island, Canada, of course, and of Green Gables. It also reminds me of a very scenic little route with a tram running through it. Somewhere in Ukraine, can't remember where that was, but there's no tram track, so it's obviously not that, but it just brings it to mind. There's the air conditioning unit, which I'm assuming works, may not. Shouldn't assume anything, should you? But the air conditioning unit I prefer anyway is right here, already open for me, so the room didn't feel stuffy when I arrived. Very nice. All very good after the stressful start to the morning. God, I'm still puzzling how I managed to somehow, in my sleep, switch off my alarm clock. You see, somehow I managed to press that down. It takes a bit of doing. It will remain a mystery. Of course, if it happens again, the next time I need to call upon an alarm clock, it might be time to trade it in for a new version. And then arriving in Khmelnitsky, short walk to the train station, and yeah, there were some locals also taking pictures, and in front of the Bohdan Khmelnitsky statue there outside the train station. I was doing my best, sort of trying to get out of their way so they could get a nice picture. And There were 4 people doing that, and there was me. And shortly after, went to the post office, got my stamps, got those mailed, which I told you about. And then I get the guy who's super suspicious of me asking why I'm filming outside the train station. And I'm trying to point out, well, that's what tourists do. What do you think the 4 Ukrainian guys were doing? And so, yeah, he ended up calling the police. The police guy came along. I sat in the police car for a total of about half an hour, went through my limited vocabulary of Russian words and a few Ukrainian words. I hope I didn't offend him by doing that. He seemed a pleasant enough guy. He seemed like he didn't actually want to be involved in it because he probably got more important things to do. You know, the guy who was super suspicious, I've got to respect the fact that he stepped up and he actually challenged somebody. But why didn't he challenge people from his own country? It would have been easier to communicate with them. Plus, sad to say, the chances are, if anybody is working as an agent, communicating the kind of geographical location information to help guide missiles to land on Ukrainian soil and kill Ukrainians, it's going to be some people who are Ukrainian locals who are sympathetic towards the Russian cause. Probably nobody wants to actually say that, and it's easier to, challenge the foreigner. But odds are the enemy's within. Anyway, enough of that sad scenario. The guy in the t-shirt and the shorts, I don't hold any grudge against the guy, nor the police. The local police guy got in contact with the criminal police, and also some office in Kiev, photographed pages of my passport, asked me questions. It was all very relaxed, no threatening atmosphere whatsoever. I was suspecting this might end up being a case like it would have been in the old days of, a straff is necessary, a fine, slip a few $100, or a few hundred hryvnia, I should say, maybe a few $100 these days, under the table, and you're free to go. But nothing like that at all. That's an improvement in Ukraine over the previous couple of decades I've been visiting. The plainclothes criminal police showed up. They were on a lunch break or something, and again, I think it was an awkward case that's been brought to their attention. They've got to take it seriously. Maybe I seem suspicious, but they really did their job, but they realised pretty much immediately I was no threat, and I wasn't doing anything that local people weren't doing, and my camera isn't connected to the Wi-Fi or the internet, whereas other people are actually using phones which have a connectivity which can be intercepted by people who want to use that geographical location information. So my camera isn't any risk whatsoever for that kind of thing. They went through the procedure, took a picture of me, took more pictures of my passport, asked the standard questions. Again, no intimidation. Everything went hunky-dory. But it all took time. That's why from bus station to hotel, crikey, believe it or not, I know I went to the post office as well and popped into the train station to look at some times just for 2 minutes. 3 3/4 hours. I'd say, 3 3/4 hours, which is a lot longer than I expected to get here. I mean, it's a video in itself. I'd like to thank you very much. Please like the video. comment, yes, you'd rather see me actually trying to make a film from inside a Ukrainian police establishment. It would perhaps make my tedious videos more interesting and dramatic. But I can't report on any dramatic, oh, I nearly got arrested type scenarios, because everything went smoothly and it was no big deal. There's no need for melodrama when there's enough serious drama in a country going on at war. So all good. Hotel's good. I will say, if you're looking for the street that links up close to the hotel, towards the end, Gargarina, you need to know that the street Gargarina has been renamed. I went up and down Hrureshkogo Street looking for this turn-off, which was Gargarina. I ended up at one point outside Dream Hostel. And yeah, finally, some helpful locals on the street pointed out, we've changed the name. This used to be Gargarina. It's not anymore. It's now Heroyev Mariupol. Yeah, or something like that. Heroes of Mariupol Street. Worked out nicely, and I'm feeling like an incredibly late breakfast. What have I got? A couple of tiny packet croissants and some peppermint mint tea. Right, I'm going to sign off. I'll catch you later.